Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into Awesome Sunday Show. Before we get started, we'd like to tell you where you can find us.
You can find all of our episodes, including new content like blogs and guest blogs, on our newly launched website, awesomesundayshow.com.
Woohoo!
Our podcast is also available on iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn, and YouTube. You can find all those links also on awesomesundayshow.com.
You can also follow us on our social media accounts, twitter.com/awesomesunshow, facebook.com/awesomesundayshow, and instagram.com/awesomesundayshow.
Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the show.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Awesome Sunday Show. And if this is your first time, welcome to Awesome Sunday Show. Connor here.
And Pat?
Pat, how you doing?
I'm doing quite all right. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. You know,
Nice.
just taking day by taking the days easy now.
Mhm.
You know,
Struggling through Iron Fist.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm getting at, I think, because next week we're gonna have an episode with very special guests that we can't really name yet because they don't even know that they're coming on. We're gonna be talking about like some of our favorite TV shows, and we're also probably gonna be talking about Iron Fist too, and what we think about Iron Fist. It's literally a struggle to get through.
Yeah, I didn't have as much of a problem, but
I can't stay awake.
yeah.
Like Daredevil season 2, I was up till 3 or 4 in the morning one night watching it, and like I tried doing that with Iron Fist, and like I just pass out.
Well, I only ever watched Iron Fist during the day, so that might have helped. I don't know.
I'm usually at work,
or drank it with watch it with a nice cup of coffee or something. But yeah, we'll do an Iron Fist review eventually once Connor has the time to finish it.
I will.
It's coming.
I'll be finished by. I'll have it finished by the weekend.
Don't worry about it.
I already have. I already know what I'm doing. So it's just it sucks so far.
Hey, it's Danny Rand.
It's
Gotta tell you something serious.
I know. No, we'll get into it in that review. Expect it coming in. Sorry it's so late. But anyway, we do have a nice episode for you folks today for the nice midweek episode. But before we start, we have a few words from our sponsors that we would like to share. And Pat, would you like to go first?
Sure. We got a brand new sponsor today, and one that I'm actually very, very excited to have because I've been wanting to get this service as a sponsor and, to get some gear from them. And that sponsor is Loot Crate.
Ooh.
For those of you who don't know, Loot Crate is a monthly subscription box service for epic, geek, and gamer items and pop culture gear. For less than $20 a month, you get 6 to 8 items that include licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more. And you have until the 19th of every month at 9 p.m. Pacific time to subscribe to receive that month's crate. And when the cutoff happens, that's it. It's over. The stuff is unique to each month. They always pick like a theme. I know they've done Rick and Morty theme ones. They've done some Marvel, Guardians, specific type of themes every month. And it's a different theme every month, which is actually pretty awesome. And, by supporting Loot Crate, you support us. So for you, our wonderful listeners, if you go to trylootcrate.com/awesome and enter the code BRIDGE10, number 10, you get 10% savings on any new subscription. That's trylootcrate.com/awesome. Bridge and the number 10 to save 10% on any new subscription.
Bridge 10.
Yep, Bridge 10. That's
and you get 10% off.
And you get 10% off.
See
what they did there?
It's pretty cool.
Off any new subscription, and they have a couple different options. There's a single month, 3 month, 6 month, and 12 month. Lot to choose from, and I definitely recommend checking out their website. They got some really cool stuff you can see from previous months, and it'll help us out. Just
Please
be
help
nice.
us out.
Just be nice. And like I said, that's trylootcrate.com/awesome. Enter the promo code BRIDGE10 for 10% off your savings.
It's a good deal with Loot Crate there, Pat. 10% off. You don't see that a lot, especially these days. But anyway, let's go on with our second sponsor. Today's show is also brought to you by Gamefly.com. If you want a free 30-day trial to GameFly, remember to go to www.gameflyoffer.com/awesome. And why is GameFly awesome, Pat? Do you know why?
I know why, but I think you should tell our friends.
I should probably tell the people, just in case they don't know why. So, Gamefly.com has over 8,000 new releases and classics available to rent for Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS3, PS Vita, Wii, Wii U, 3DS, and probably Switch either now or soon.
One Switch has some games other than Zelda.
They're coming,
They're coming.
just like winter.
Wow, you don't even like Game of Thrones, and you know.
No,
well, it's a meme.
I've warmed up to it.
Okay.
Uh,
Anyway, back to the advertisement.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
back to the ad. So they have a lot of games for you to choose from. You can also rent movies through GameFly as well, just like with the old Netflix subscription.
And you know what? I heard that comes at no additional cost.
It does come at no additional cost. And what's really great about GameFly is the convenience. Games are shipped directly to you, including a pre-addressed envelope for easy returns. No contracts, you can cancel anytime, no commitment, which is a great part of our generation, right? You can have multiple games and movies rented out at the same time based on the membership that you have. So you can have a 1-disc plan for $15.95 a month or a 2-disc plan for $22.95 a month. Rent games online or through the mobile app, whether you're at home or on the go. So if you see an ad for a game, if you're in the city and you see a giant billboard, like I want to try that game out, go on the GameFly app, get it right away. Rentals ship arrive on the actual game release dates too, so no more standing outside for midnight releases, and especially in New Jersey around February when you're standing outside, or in March, early March, for a Switch or for a new game, and you're freezing your ass off and they're not letting you indoors, it really sucks. But GameFly,
You don't have to do that.
yeah,
That's awesome.
GameFly saves you from that. Instead of buying 2 or 3 games a year, you can get an entire year's worth of GameFly service and just rent as many games as you want. There's no late fees whatsoever. And if you like the game you rented, you can keep the game. You can keep the game at a heavily discounted price.
So you're saying in 1 month with a plan, I can play as many games as I want as long as I send them back?
That's right. You just got to send them back. And folks, remember, GameFly has over 8,000 games and movies, including new releases as well as the classics. I mentioned some consoles before, but remember, they even go back to PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. I still have my PS2, and I kind of have a GameCube. I have a Wii, but that literally is a GameCube 2.5.
Yeah.
With motion controls. So remember, folks, if you want a free 30-day trial to GameFly, remember to go to www.gameflyoffer.com/awesome for that free 30-day trial. One more time, www.gameflyoffer.com/awesome for the 30-day trial. That's free.
Those are some great deals that we got from our sponsors.
Yeah.
And listen, we're not going to bullshit you. We know what's awesome.
I'm pretty sure you have GameFly.
I do. Well, my girlfriend has GameFly.
Yeah.
And I've been using it. We've both been using it, and it was quick. As soon as I put something in a queue, and my designated queue came within just a couple days after signing up, and you just send it back, and in no time at all, you get a new game. It's great.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, like I definitely recommend their service. I'm not bullshitting you on this. I'll show you my membership if you want, or my girlfriend's membership. But yeah, it's cool. And Loot Crate, I think, has been sick. Because a lot of the podcasts I listen to, like Nerdist and stuff, do it, and it's appropriate for their what they talk about, and it's especially appropriate for us.
Yeah.
So it is some cool stuff. So we're not going to steer you wrong, I promise.
We promise.
We promise. Anyway, getting into today's topic, it's actually multiple pieces, but it all falls under the same umbrella. And we're going to be talking about 3 new Marvel shows that were announced. One was just announced the other day, and then 2 have been announced within the past year. We just never got around to talking about them. And those series are The Runaways, which is going to be on Hulu, Cloak and Dagger, and a Squirrel Girl / New Warrior show. And both of those are going to be on Freeform, which used to be ABC Family, which is most known for having Pretty Little Liars on their station.
And didn't it have
like other
this,
crappy shows.
The Secret Life of the American Teenager?
Yeah, the one where the girl was pregnant at 15.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Shailene Woodley.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up because, like, I think Shailene Woodley I think she's a babe. That's the only reason why I know about that show.
Not gonna lie, when that season first came out, Beck and I used to watch it.
I'm sure it was a good show. I mean, like, listen, I'm gonna probably watch 13 Reasons Why, and also Spikowski said that Big Little Lies is a really good show.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check them out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but ABC Family, the home of Pretty Little Liars, is now called Freeform, and it's actually like a recent thing. which is a stupid ass name if you ask me. But yeah, so Marvel is expanding the channels that their shows are going to be on.
I get why they changed it. I mean, you look at the programming on there. It wasn't like it was ABC Family, but like I remember like they had like an edited version of like Dumb and Dumber on there one time, or something stupid, and I was just like, that's not really a family. I love that movie.
Right.
Like I love that movie, Dumb and Dumber, but it's not something I would think of on ABC Family.
True. I think their original series is what really made them the family because they were all like, I don't know, kind of cheesy ass family.
I would expect like
sitcoms.
Seventh Heaven to be on there.
Yeah, and they did show like the Harry Potter weekends all the time and stuff. Not that really qualifies as a family movie, but you know what I mean.
No, that does.
But still, Freeform I think is just a stupid name in my opinion. Like for a TV channel. But I don't know. Too late now. I don't control it. That's Disney's problem. But yeah, so Marvel, as we know, they have their Netflix shows, and now they're starting one on Hulu, so they're getting on another streaming service, which is smart because a lot of people use Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu's
a
huge.
lot of people use Hulu.
Well, and also too, it's just kind of it's another like nail in the coffin to when it comes to like satellite and cable.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people I know have Netflix and Hulu, both, because there's just so many great shows on all of them. And like, you know, I've been trying to convince my family, you know, for at least a year now. I'm like, do you even watch like half the stuff on TV anymore? I'm like, you can find like all those awesome documentaries you see on History Channel on Netflix and Hulu.
Honestly, Netflix documentary game is fucking killing it.
Yeah,
they have like some amazing documentaries on there.
They had one that was really cool. I think it was called Mitt, and I saw it a couple of years ago, and it was following like Mitt Romney during the 2012 election. And like just the background and like, you know, what you didn't see behind the scenes and stuff. Dude, it was like, it was really engaging. It was really cool.
And like, I think the 13th, which was nominated for an Oscar, is it like a Netflix exclusive documentary? But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. But yeah,
even if it's not a Netflix exclusive documentary, there's just a lot of documentaries.
There's a lot of really good stuff on there.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from their original content, but yeah. But yeah, streaming, everybody knows streaming is the future. Whether parents want to, you know, abandon cable because they're used to it or not, streaming is the future. Everybody knows it. That's why all the major networks are starting their own streaming platforms. So like Fox has been pulling shows instead of renewing their contracts with Netflix to have their shows on there.
Yeah.
They're pulling them so that they can put them to their streaming service. Same with like CBS and NBC.
Yeah.
With a number of shows. And that's why the new Star Trek series that's coming out, it's going to be a CBS streaming exclusive, like not on TV, on a streaming service.
Yeah.
So everybody, you know, it's Netflix has proven, and Hulu and Amazon have started to catch up. I mean, they still got a little ways to go, but they're pulling their shit together. That like streaming is the most accessible and it's the easiest and it's the favored medium of people in our age bracket, which is like the highly coveted 18 to 34-year-old demographic.
Yeah.
And even younger. You know, kids may not. It's easier for kids to find something on a streaming service than it is on cable.
Well, and even look at Netflix has their own kids section.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you can tailor it specifically all to your taste.
Some of those shows are awesome.
Yeah, you can get like what you want without having to pay for channels that you're not going to ever fucking watch.
Apparently, like Guillermo del Toro's DreamWorks cartoon show,
Troll Hunters.
Troll Hunters. I didn't watch it, but apparently it's like awesome.
Yeah, I heard it's really good too, actually.
I really want to check it out.
Yeah, but so it makes sense for Marvel to team up with one of the other two giant streaming services because Amazon has been seriously rising over the last few years. I mean, they produced an Oscar-nominated film with the best actor winner in it. Yeah. And they do have some pretty good shows up there, not going to lie. And they're getting some exclusive movies, stand-up and stuff, even though Netflix is the king of streaming stand-up right now. They have a new special coming out every Tuesday for the rest of this year.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so far this year, they got 2 Dave Chappelle. There's going to be another one. There's Louis C.K., Bill Burr, Amy Schumer, even though I heard that one was horrible. And then Seinfeld is doing 2 or 3. Chris Rock's got a bunch up there. So it makes sense why Marvel first paired with Netflix because Netflix was already established with their original content, and now that Hulu has been gaining ground with their original shows, it's smart for them to join on to another streaming giant. And then next thing we'll know, they'll probably do a Amazon streaming one eventually at some point. I'm sure they will as Amazon grows. But yeah, the Runaways is going to be on Hulu. I guess we could talk about that one first. For those who don't know, so the Runaways is a team of children heroes who are the kids of villains. So they ran away from the parents of these kids are part of a evil organization or club pretty much known as the Pride. And the children got fed up working for them. They saw the horror of like what they were doing, especially with this thing called the blood rite ritual. So they decided to run away and be heroes and help people and, you know, foil their parents' plans. I'm not really a fan of the Runaways, like, at all, really.
Never gave him a chance.
I read a couple things. I was just not into it. Their parents that they're run away from suck. I don't think they're good characters. There's no major villains in it. They're all kind of like D-list. So you don't really want to care about their parents because they're not even written that great. And then the children themselves are just like run-of-the-mill type kids with like kind of rejected powers. Like nothing special. There's nothing special to these kids character-wise either. I really never felt for any of them. The only one I think that's cool is Gertrude Yorks, a.k.a. Arsenic, and that's only because her parents are time travelers and she has a telepathic link with a genetically engineered dinosaur from the 87th century.
That's like really cool.
So that's cool, but like the rest of it really isn't that cool, in my opinion. Like one kid is the son of mafia crime bosses, one is the daughter of dark wizards, daughter of alien invaders, daughter of some mutants, mad scientists, time travelers,
I'm guessing
vampire, AI. Cassie Lang, who is the daughter of Scott Lang, the Ant-Man, played by Paul Rudd, currently in the MCU, was kind of considered a member, even though she was just joining because they were friends because her dad is a hero.
Yeah.
And like the cyborg son of Ultron was at one point like mixed in. The son of the Super Squirrel was in there, and just like they sound like those descriptions and like their powers sounds like they would be cooler and like better characters, and they're just not.
Well, I know that the series originally, I think it was like in 2003 or 2002 it started. There was like it was canceled after 18 issues.
Yeah, because it didn't sell well. It didn't sell well, and
they revived it eventually.
I can see it. Yeah. I think they did revive it, and I don't know how well it's doing, but I just have never got into it. It sounds like should be better than it is. Like it's a great idea. It's just the execution has not been up to snuff, in my opinion.
See, I can't really criticize it because I never gave it a chance. But like I've also like I go to like once a month I go to the record store on 9 which is in comic book shop in New Jersey.
Great comic book shop.
I love that shop. I go there all the time, and I've never heard anybody talk about it there, ever.
Yeah,
like. You know,
anytime I've ever asked somebody for recommendations or like what they're reading or, you know, what some of their favorite stuff is, I've never once heard or read The Runaways.
Yeah. And like, you know, there's kids that we went to high school with that are like I know like Spider-Gwen is like a big thing now. A lot of people like that, but like no one's ever been like, you know, hey, listen, you got to go back and go towards The Runaways. Like,
yeah, even online and like specifically on Reddit, which has a wide variety of like people reading all these different comics, and always mention like I found some characters and some issues up there to read and stuff, but the only time you see the Runaways being talked about is once the show started or was planned. Really.
Yeah, I don't get why they chose that.
I mean, I guess to capitalize on the younger market, maybe because they're like, because it is like it is a really appealing idea.
Yeah,
and if I was a kid and I heard, oh, their parents are evil, but they want to be heroes. Oh my God, that's really cool.
I guess so.
It's possible, but
Stranger Things was appealed to a younger audience too. But I mean, but adults gushed over it like crazy.
Yeah, I don't really know if it was really kid centric because of just how like
I don't know. If I was 12, I could totally get into Stranger
Yeah.
Things, just as a 26-year-old.
I think anybody can get into Stranger Things.
Yeah, but that's the thing though with like the Runaways is like, from what again, never gave it a chance, but from what you're describing, for me going off that only, it seems like it's a very specific age group it's going towards, like in just that, which kind of usually hurts like any type of entertainment when it's just going for that's that. Like I call it the Space Jam curse because I don't really know what else to give it for.
Mm-hmm.
And like I love Space Jam, but Space Jam is not a good movie by any means. But it came out for like our age group specifically at that time.
It was the perfect time for that.
It was the perfect time for that, and I guess that's maybe the Runaways. Maybe I don't know. Like if it was revived, and at least if it survived 18 issues, which isn't a lot, but yeah, I guess maybe they have something planned. But then at the same time, like I was never really into Guardians of the Galaxy. I at least knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were.
Yeah.
Before the movie came out, and like I understood the characters, and like I got it.
Mm-hmm.
But even though I wasn't really into the comics, and then I was like, oh crap, like that was awesome. And I've gone back and checked some stuff out, but like I wouldn't even know where to start with Runaways.
Issue 1, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
I don't know if you would start with the new. I mean, because it's only 18 issues, so you can get like the original run, so you can get through that pretty quick. But I mean, I don't know if you would want to at this point, because if it might have been just really bad. That's why it was canceled early, not selling. And then you might want to read the recent ones because if you want to keep up with the current Marvel universe, comic book universe. But yeah, I don't know. It sounds, maybe the show will change it. Maybe the show will actually end up, and that's the hope. I hope it does, because I want to watch it. I want everything Marvel and DC does to be like great. But I just think that they could have chosen, and I'm going to repeat this for the next two shows that we're going to be talking about. They could have chosen a better group or something, or just a better idea or better individual or, duo or trio or whatever to do this for. I think the smart decision is to obviously have it on Hulu. I think that's a very smart idea. And let's see. There's something with the showrunners. I got Josh Schwartz. The showrunners are the people who created Gossip Girl, and one of them co-created Chuck, which I heard. People who watch Chuck, most of them love it. I've never personally seen the show, but it seemed like a pretty cool show. They created the OC and Gossip Girl. So I don't know how many of you people, you can't say you people, what do you mean you people? But like how many of you, our listeners, have ever watched the OC and Gossip Girl? But in my opinion, they sucked. But that's because they didn't appeal to me. They were like they were pretty much soap operas.
Yeah, I don't know. Like if a show called Gossip Girl, I'm not gonna like run towards.
No, because it just it was like. And that's where like the stigma for the CW came out of, even though the OC was on Fox. But Gossip Girl like started like a teenage soap opera drama. Like that's where the CW is like negative. That's one of the shows that led to that stigma coming, which may or may not still be true depending on who you ask. But so like I have a feeling it's going to be very similar to that. Those 3 shows. I'm just like, no, I'm cool with not that. But it could completely change. But it's supposed to come out. Oh, it's currently filming. It started filming back in February. I don't think there's a release date, but it'll probably be by the end of this year. But all the members of the Runaways and the Pride have been cast. There's a lot of names to go through, and you will pretty much not know any of them, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to go through them because it's a lot. Yeah. And if you want to look at you can look it up. The only one you might recognize is James Marsters, who played Spike on Buffy and Angel, and he was Brainiac in Smallville. He's in Torchwood and a whole bunch of other stuff. So he's like the most recognizable name that stands out to me. And the one character, Tina Minoru, who is a member of the Pride, actually had a minor part in Doctor Strange as a master of the mystic arts and was portrayed by Linda Louise Dwan, but it's not going to be the same actress for this. And probably going to have nothing to do with that. So another question arises with this show and then the two Freeform shows if they're going to fit into the MCU much like how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or the Netflix shows do. Or if they're going to be separate. Don't know. So that's like, and there hasn't been any confirmation either which way if they're going to connect at all yet. So they could just be their own thing, and honestly, I'd be completely 100% fine with that.
Yeah.
Just because I don't like these groups, and although Marvel could make them, they can make them great and make me like them.
Yeah, I might like the shows.
Yeah, it's just let's not, because they're not really like that great in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I know there are people who will obviously love each of the other things that we're naming.
There's people that probably like there's probably some diehard Runaway comic book fan out there that's just like, fuck you guys, But I can't. Yeah, I can't really say much about really a lot of these. We haven't dived into New Warriors yet, have we?
Not yet.
No. Yeah. So and is New Warriors coming on Hulu or
no? Runaways it's going to be the only Hulu one.
That's going to be the only Hulu one.
The Freeform ones are going to be Cloak and Dagger, and then a Squirrel Girl led New Warriors show.
So it's going to be this. It's going to be the same show.
Squirrel Girl and New Warriors.
Yes.
That's what the press release made it seem like.
That's what's kind of confusing. But is Squirrel Girl a part of the New Warriors, or are they just putting them together?
I think she might have fought with them here and there, but she was never like an official member. Like she's most known for being in the Great Lake Avengers.
Okay.
She did some work with S.H.I.E.L.D. She was a little bit in the New Avengers. But, like, her biggest team up was with the Great Lakes Avengers, which, if you look at the roster for that, is just, like, a bunch of joke heroes, really. Okay, we could do Squirrel Girl first, and then we'll go to Cloak and Dagger. But Squirrel Girl is exactly what her name is. She's a girl with squirrel powers.
And she has a squirrel tail.
She has a squirrel tail, and she has squirrel teeth. These huge buck teeth in her face. She actually is pretty strong. She's able to lift between 800 pounds and 25 tons, which is really strange for a squirrel. What squirrel can fucking do that?
Well, what spider can have superhuman strength, though?
True, but Spider-Man's actually cool.
Yeah.
She can leap several stories. She has small claws on each finger to enhance her gripping and climbing abilities. She has a retractable knuckle spike, a prehensile tail, and her tail is huge. Like she has a big ass tail, and she can communicate with squirrels. She has a slightly accelerated healing factor. And for whatever reason, she's, in my opinion, Squirrel Girl is those people, is like a combination of those people, particularly on Tumblr or like the former emo scene kids that go like, I'm so lay random, XD smiley face, lol roar. Kids.
Furries.
No, not like that.
Okay.
Not like that. Like if you go and you search like roar memes, like RAWR, I think Squirrel Girl is really one of those things, like one of those cringy, just like think they're so, that doing random ass shit is so funny and like just, I don't know, it's just, that's what she is to me. I think she's a walking meme and a joke.
Well, okay, so with Squirrel Girl, like, her stories are lighthearted. Like,
yeah, they're lighthearted, so that's good. Because this is going
to be an image of Doctor Doom, like, being attacked by squirrels.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, it's actually kind of funny. But
I'm glad you brought up the lighthearted part, because this is going to be Marvel's first comedy show. Actually, this is going to be a comedy. But yeah, they are lighthearted because of just how like stupid it is. And it kind of the reason I think I dislike her so much and how stupid she is, aside from that quirky just for being the sake of quirky bullshit, is she's been able to defeat Doctor Doom and Thanos and Galactus by herself, which just makes no sense to me.
That's like not cool. Galactus?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she beat Galactus. I know she beat Doctor Doom a couple times.
Right, so like Doctor Doom, usually when Doctor Doom around, it's like, oh shit, like what are we gonna do? The Fantastic Four, like it takes 4 superheroes to take him down. If he has the Cosmic Cube, you pretty much need the Avengers. Thanos you need the Avengers or Odin.
Yeah, seriously. Like she's taking down mega powerful people
with squirrels
just by being a squirrel girl.
I guess that is kind of funny. Like I get where the humor lies. I won't say that. I don't find it very appealing.
It does not appeal to me at all, and I think it just makes me cringe, honestly. And like she's going to be leading a show, and especially if she's teaming up with the New Warriors, because the New Warriors actually like had some very important characters in it, and actually are responsible for what caused the Civil War event in the comics. And I'll get to them in a second, but like I just don't want a Squirrel Girl. I think that Squirrel Girl alone will not attract me to the show. I'm not interested in it unless they cast somebody good or like some interesting New Warriors members.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably watch the pilot at least for all of these shows that we're naming, but I'll do so just because it's Marvel, and especially if it's connected to the rest of their stuff. But like right now, the popular fan casting for Squirrel Girl is Anna Kendrick and the actress who played Barb in Stranger Things.
That's not a bit.
Both have expressed interest in the role, but that was when it was a movie. And so I don't know if they. I mean, the actress who plays Barb is one thing, but like Anna Kendrick is a movie star now. Like she doesn't do. I don't think that she would. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anna Kendrick as a person, but it's one thing like when movie stars go to shows that are on like premium shows, like shows on FX, AMC, HBO, you know, one of those premium
like
cable, or Netflix.
It makes sense that Anthony Hopkins and Ed Harris were in Westworld.
Yeah,
which I finished, by the way, and you have to watch it.
I'm going to start it actually when I get home because I finished the OA.
How was that?
It's all right. Yeah, it's not mind blowing like people.
I heard a lot of people didn't like it.
It's okay.
All right.
Way too much fucking product placement, but yeah. So like, it's one thing because first of all, HBO is known for like their excellent TV shows.
Yeah.
So they've earned the reputation that, and especially with like the quality of writers and showrunners and directors that they attract, they're obviously going to be able to attract big names such as that, and Academy Award winners. So, you know, they've got that. But for something like Freeform, which biggest show ever is Pretty Little Liars, which is not a good show.
Yeah. I could see like a guest star from a movie star on an episode.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't think that Anna personally. I mean, Anna Kendrick. If Anna Kendrick was Squirrel Girl, I'd watch it because I like Anna Kendrick.
Dude, she's awesome in those Pitch Perfect movies.
Yeah, she's awesome in 50-50. And Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, that she is in 50-50.
And Scott Pilgrim, yeah.
I love that movie.
And she's great in Up in the Air. She's an Academy Award nominee.
Yeah, Up in the Air is really good. Yeah, she's
been in a bunch of stuff.
She is in a lot of things.
Yeah. But yeah, I personally don't like Squirrel Girl. But going into the New Warriors, so the New Warriors is kind of like somebody made this analogy the other day that actually pretty much fits. They're kind of like the Teen Titans to the Avengers. You know what I mean? Like how the Justice League has Teen Titans, which is like really their sidekicks, even though the members of the New Warriors are not the sidekicks of the major Avengers members. But they're like a similar group like that. And their most popular member is both of the Novas. First, Richard Rider, who is my personal favorite Nova, who is much better than the other Nova, Sam Alexander. and their two most popular members, their two most powerful members too. But the New Warriors are best known. I mean, they've been around for quite a while, but they're best known for starting for the event that caused the Civil War comics. In the movies, obviously, it was different. In the movies, it was because of the bombing caused by Crossbones and Scarlet Witch trying to save and killing a bunch of Wakandans. But in the comics, the New Warriors were members. They got their own reality show. So they're being followed around and doing this stuff, and they got into a battle with Nitro. Specifically, like Speedball led to this. And Nitro is a walking nuclear bomb. And when he charges up, he blows up, and he's a villain, so he's not going to give a shit about anybody.
Yeah.
So what they did is they got into a fight with him, and it was near, I think it was Stamford, Connecticut. And so in their battle, Nitro exploded, and he killed not only most of the team, but he killed hundreds of civilians, including a whole bunch of children. And that's what led to the government introducing the Superhero Registration Act, which is what divided the Marvel heroes. So they're responsible for, the most popular Marvel event of the last, however long, and what was the inspiration for the movie in a certain way.
Even if the movie's very different.
It is very different, but that's, they did obviously change some things. Whether because
that story in a movie.
Yeah, whether because of character rights or it fit better into the universe, which I think it did fit better. Oh, because of what was already established in the movie universe anyway.
Yeah.
So they're really popular because of that, and they have had some good stories. Not gonna lie, they have had some good members. Some of their main members are Justice, Night Thrasher, the Dwayne Taylor version, and the Danielle Taylor.
What version of Scarlet Spider did they have? Do you know? I don't. I know they had a Spider-Man.
They had multiple. They had Michael Van Patrick, and Ben Reilly and Kane, all in there. At one point or another, we're all members at one point or another. Let's see what else they had. They had Dark Hawk, who is actually pretty cool. Let me see. They had Ultra Girl. The current member, I don't know if the run is still going, but Speedball. Some of their members have stupid powers, admittedly, but then they also have Namorita, who is the female Aquaman of Marvel Comics, who was one of Richard Rider Nova's main love interests. And so some of their characters were really, really good. And I think the team, depending on which members they pick from their long roster, because they've had 5 different volumes worth of members, 5 or 6 different iterations of the team with a lot of members. If they pick and mix and match them, it could be really appealing. Because they do have some cool stuff, especially I think Dark Hawk. Other than Nova, I think he looks awesome. I'm going to show Connor a picture of this because you can't see it. But his suit is pretty sick.
That's an awesome suit.
And his powers come from this, what are they called? The Legion of Raptors or some shit like that. Some ancient organization that gives, and he has this suit that, it's Darkhawk, excuse me, whatever, that has a suit that gives him all this crazy power, and his suit's just fucking badass. That would be good, but some of the other characters are not that great. Speedball is who is the one of the main ones responsible for the Stanford incident and Civil War. His powers are, he has a kinetic energy field around him, so if he goes a certain speed, he could absorb kinetic energy directed against him, and pretty much if he's going a certain speed, he won't get hurt, and he'll direct it at somebody else. But because of this accident he was in, he has all these different floating balls around him that look kind of stupid. They look like somebody just blew bubbles around him, kind of. So he is a little goofy looking, and his suit, or at least his original suit, looked like if you took a costume of the Thing and then cut it so it could fit like a small kid in a Fantastic Four suit. So it was kind of stupid. But the team itself, depending on how they adapt it, could be good. The show could be good. But if it's led by a Squirrel Girl, I don't know. See, if they were doing a Squirrel Girl show and they did the Great Lakes Avengers with it, I think that would be cool. And that's only because of how ridiculous some of the members of Great Lakes Avengers are. One of them is Flat Man, who is just...
It's a great name.
yeah. Then you got Big Bertha.
Another great name.
Doorman.
That's the best name of all of them.
Good Boy.
It's all right.
And Mr. Immortal.
Doorman.
Doorman.
Like, if I would want to make a superhero named Bookman, but like he looks like Mr. Bookman from that episode of Seinfeld where Jerry doesn't return the library book.
Yeah.
But like he would just have superpowers.
And actually Mockingbird and Hawkman have and Deadpool too were at one point working on the team. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, because then it would actually like fit very well into the comedy aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are some ridiculous, like they were made as jokes. And they actually sell pretty well too. Like they've been going on for quite a while. So if you're going to go for comedy, like that's a great team to choose from because you can make that so ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Probably funnier than that show Powerless.
I only ever watched the pilot.
The Private? You watch their privates?
I watched their privates, yes.
Yeah.
Especially Ron Funches. And Alan Tudyk, just because it's Alan Tudyk. I mean, come on.
He's
K2SO.
Alan Tudyk.
It's K2 fucking SO.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one that's going to be on Freeform that I think is going to come out sooner is Cloak and Dagger.
That one I'm a little more excited for. I remember Cloak and Dagger specifically from Maximum Carnage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, spoilers. It's turning off for 15 seconds right now. Okay, you've been warned. Dagger actually dies during that.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot. I shouldn't say I know a lot. I've heard a lot and read a lot online, and also just from people I've talked to at comic book shops that they weren't like at the time in the 90s when Maximum Carnage was like a thing. A lot of comic book readers were not happy with her dying during a Spider-Man book. They like didn't feel right. It didn't feel earned.
Mm-hmm.
I was invested because they were helping Spider-Man. And I was like, oh no, like one of the team members is down, you know? But apparently like Cloak and Dagger have like a loyal following of like of people. Like don't know too much about them, but
their
powers are awesome.
Their powers are pretty sick. That's for sure. Let's go with Cloak. Cloak is able to manipulate the Dark Force. He's a Dark Force conduit, and he can channel that into. He could sap the light out from around him, all light sources. He can manipulate the darkness to do his will. He can create like energy blasts, teleportation. He can become intangible. He can go through, like he can solidify himself or become intangible. Like I think that means like phase through and stuff.
Yeah.
And he does have a pretty cool design.
He can teleport.
Yeah, he can teleport. He looks, depending on how he's drawn, he kind of looks like creepy.
He doesn't look like a hero, but he is.
Yeah, and let's see, Dagger.
Dagger, she can create daggers of light.
Yeah, she has like, it's not called Light Force, but she pretty much has the opposite powers of him.
Yeah, which is cool. Because I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the love or hate Maximum Carnage, I read it at like 8, so I loved it. But I don't know. I know it has its problems.
Plus, it made a sick video game on Super Nintendo.
That game was fucking awesome. I had it on Sega Genesis.
Nice.
But with Cloak and Dagger, I think that's cool. I was like, it's like dark and light coming together, like a yin and yang.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I was never the biggest fan of them, and not for any particular. They weren't like. I don't know. They just weren't in a lot of stuff that I read, so I wouldn't go out of my way to read them, even though I do like their powers. overall, I kind of didn't really care for their relationship. Not that it was bad in any way. It just didn't fit what I wanted to read when I would read it.
Yeah, I don't know. I never. Again, it's just like there's just so much comics out there. It's just something I never got around to. But this is what's really exciting about Marvel bringing these characters to the TV shows. Like, because again, like going back to Guardians of the Galaxy, like I would never have like really been interested into diving into Cloak and Dagger, but now that there's like a TV show and like it's like, well, I gotta know. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
So like, let's see if I can find if I can find some comics or something that I could just pick up, or
Right.
And no more. I might love it. You never know.
Yeah,
I mean, they
exactly.
definitely seem. I feel like out of all the TV shows that we've talked about so far, based on comic books, like this is the one I'm the most interested in.
I was about to say the same thing. Yeah, out of these three, this is the one that I would definitely choose to watch if I had to pick between one of the three. And I also see like why this appeals to a lot of people and why it's good for Freeform. I guess, even though it could be a show that could work in other places, but for Freeform, they deal with a lot of relationship-based stuff. Cloak and Dagger are in a relationship. They feed off each other, yin and yang. You can get some drama in there that may not appeal to viewers of other channels or whatever.
Well,
but I think that they are definitely more well-known than the others,
they're
for
more
sure.
well-known, too. And I think at the time when they came out, when they first appeared in the early 80s. See if you can find a date for me, but I want to say it was the early 80s. But I don't think there's a lot of like interrelationships, like interrace relationships at that time. Even in comics, I don't even know because Dagger's white and Cloak is black.
Right.
I mean, his name's Ty Johnson. It doesn't get any blacker than that. So I think like that was like. That might have been a significant point in comic history. I don't know. I mean, was there a black and white relationship in comics before that? I can't even.
I don't really know.
I don't know, but like, I feel like that's something they might be able to touch upon in the show. Mm-hmm. I would do if I was a writer for the show. I would totally like.
Yeah, I think that's
a
a really good topic for them to tackle. So Cloak and Dagger is going to come out with 10 episodes next year, and this one, according to what I'm reading right now, will share continuity with the MCU. So at least we know that. That'll be interesting to see how they bring it on that. And I hope they do a better job. Like the way Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does it, like they actually have their shows affected by all of the events of the movies in a way, and like bring in elements from each of the movies, while the Netflix shows kind of, they don't call the Hulk by the Hulk. They call him the Green Guy. They rarely say the Avengers. They call the Battle of New York the Incident. Like they kind of don't use and adapt the right terminology, and they don't really talk too much about the ongoing events of the movies since the Avengers, like the first Avengers.
They don't, kind of like a comic book.
Yeah, which is like, but like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think does it very well, weaving in its story, and I think, especially in their first season, they were saved by the Winter Soldier. That I think that saved the show, and then they've been, while still doing a lot of their own things, for sure, they've also weaved in some good points from the movies too. And they haven't relied on them as much, and kind of just like had them affect it a tiny bit, while really making the overarching season like their own deal, which I think they've done a great job on. And I know that I really highly recommend that you and anybody else who gave up on it like early on in like their first few episodes or whatever gives it another shot, because the back half of season 1 to this current season, the 4th season, which is almost over, has been fucking dope, especially this season. 100%. Yes, but so Cloak and Dagger is going to fit into the MCU. No word if the Runaways is going to. The Runaways actually was supposed to be, they were working on a movie for it back in 2008.
Really?
And then they pushed it off, and then it got shelved for the Avengers. And it got shelved for and then they're like, okay, we'll push it back to Phase 3, and then it got shelved again because of like
someone
the success.
Marvel really loves the Runaways
Because of the success that these other properties have been getting, especially like Guardians. Maybe if Guardians didn't do so well, the Runaways would have been in. Who knows? But I think that the Runaways serves better as a series anyway. Maybe we'll see. I don't think that they're big enough to carry a movie, and I don't think that like even though Guardians, people are like nobody knows Guardians, but I think that Guardians team, which surprised everybody, actually was strong enough to hold a movie. Especially with the actors and actresses they cast.
Well, I think with Guardians of the Galaxy, especially because it takes place in space.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I mean, you can have space shows on television and have it look good. I'm not saying that, but like the way those battles are fought and the action sequences and like the grand scale, especially like the last scene where it's all the spaceships flying. You would never see something like that on television. At least not yet. It's coming close, and I hope we see that soon.
Yeah, I mean it depends, but like, and with Guardians, it's compared to something like Squirrel Girl or other ridiculous characters not working in the movies. The Guardians being in space makes it like people be like, yeah, a talking tree alien makes sense, or a talking raccoon alien that makes sense because it's fucking aliens. And you
can do whatever you want.
You could just accept like, oh, this is some crazy ass monster. Oh yeah, it's an alien. All right, that makes sense. It's an alien. I get it. Especially because you can't do mutants in the MCU, so it allows for a little more room to work with and some leeway. But I still don't think that I think a New Warriors movie could have worked. At one point, it actually, I think, especially because if they don't include a Nova in it, which I hope they don't because I want Nova in the MCU, it could have held a movie, but I think it could work very well as a show. I think because they're not huge characters. The only like really world-changing event they get into is like Civil War, the start of Civil War. So it works better as a small scale thing. But yeah, they could have chosen somebody better than Squirrel Girl.
You're really like bent out of shape.
I don't like her. I'm sorry. I think she's like a walking like meme.
There's some Squirrel Girl fans that are gonna be like,
yeah, you know what? I don't give a shit.
You
like Squirrel Girl? All right, you like a shitty superhero.
I don't know. I'm indifferent about her. I don't. It's whatever. Like I understand who she appeals to, and that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. And if you like her, you like her.
Yeah, whatever. There's better characters.
Pat just fucking hates her.
Sorry. It's just, I don't know. Maybe the show will change my mind. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, my mind has been changed before, so.
Yeah, it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, I mean, I used to hate you, and now we're kind of, I hate you less.
True.
I hate you less.
Yeah.
No, now we're
you
friends.
You did hate me.
Yeah. Oh, it's all right. I wasn't the only one. Dentino did too.
Yeah, Dentino hated me.
Dentino and I both kicked freshman year of high school. Back 12 years ago now. Connor tried sitting at my lunch table and sat there for like a week or something, and then I don't know what it was, but we just like, I don't know, because you still tell shitty jokes.
I didn't know. That's not it. I think I told like one shitty joke, and because I had nothing to bring to the table, so I was like, hey, like, I think I told like a dead baby joke.
Maybe it was something. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. It's 12 years ago, but yeah. And so I don't know. Connor sat at our table for a week, and I'm just like, all right, sorry, you can't sit with us anymore. And then it turns out Dentino, who I didn't know at the time, who was in our same lunchroom, same period, Connor went to go sit at his lunch table and lasted probably a little bit as long. And got kicked out from Dentino's lunch table.
And I did nothing. I literally did nothing wrong. Like, I just sat there. I just wanted to eat lunch.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really funny now. I mean, it's a dick move, but now it's so funny.
We were 14. You were 13 because you're just younger than all of us.
Yeah, because I was young.
Yeah, it's all right. Years later, you
Yeah,
know?
and now we're doing a podcast.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
see, my mind has been changed
Exactly.
from different things.
You used to wear Devil Wears Prada shirts all the time in high school too. It was so funny.
Yeah, because that's when the band used to be good. I used to be into that band.
But it was like you wore that tornado shirt like twice a week.
I didn't have a tornado shirt.
Which shirt was it then? It was one of them. But that one, remember that one Devil Wears Prada shirt? It was like chainsaw something, tornado.
Yeah, I didn't have that one.
I wish I had that shirt.
Well, because for a while, like when I would go see a show, see one of their shows, and they played around New Jersey a lot, I would buy a shirt.
I still do that at shows.
Yeah. No, I still do, but like they played around New Jersey a lot, and I was into them, so that's why I had.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear the same shirt twice a week.
I think you did.
I'm not a dirtbag or a loser. I was a loser, just not that much of a loser.
Well, actually, in high school, I would be like, I would never wear the same shirt twice a week. Now that I do my own shit, I'm like, I can wear that shirt again.
Yeah. Listen, nobody sees you in the shirt. You don't you don't make it stink up the next day.
Yeah, I wore it around the house. I can wear it out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or since you do your own laundry, wearing it twice a week if it's clean is more.
Yeah, I do. Jeans. I wear them like 3 times before I wash them.
Yeah,
I don't fucking.
I mean, you don't need to wash jeans that often, especially if you're a guy.
Yeah, no. Unless you really fucking farted that day,
or get them smelling nasty some other way.
Yeah.
Wow, that took a change.
Yeah, what are we talking about? Squirrel Girl.
So yeah, guys. We've talked about this for a while. What do you guys think of the shows, the channels that they're on? Do you agree with that? Do you think it's a good idea for Marvel to have if I could not fucking stutter, have a show on Hulu, or branching out onto Freeform to have 2 shows on there, even though it's a Disney property, so it makes sense why they would use that channel. Do you agree with, are you happy, excited, not happy for the characters that are chosen for these shows or to lead the shows? Would you have rather different heroes or different villains or whatever? For the New Warriors show, what members would you like to see if you know any members of the New Warriors?
Inform us.
Yeah. And what other heroes or villains would you like to see get their own shows on whether Netflix, Hulu, ABC, whatever else? I personally am hoping for a Moon Knight.
You already saw Moonlight.
I know. I'll say it again. Damn it. A Moon Knight Netflix show.
That'd be dope.
That'd be dope. I know Tom Barretto. I don't know if he listens to the show, but I know he feels me on that hardest.
He's got to
hardcore.
come on this show.
Yeah, dude. I know. Love you, Tom.
Yeah. Tom, we need Tom. Andrew Holman, I feel like, can come on the show too. I haven't seen that kid since high school, but I know he reads a lot of comics.
Yeah.
Actually, I run into him at the comic book shop a lot.
Nice. I would also like to see a Ghost Rider show, because not the Nick Cage version, even though Connor loves that one, swears by it.
All right. I love it not because it's good. I love
because
it
of how bad it is.
It's so fucking bad. Both of them are like atrocious, and like they're entertainingly atrocious.
Yeah, but the Ghost Rider that was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this season, Robbie Reyes, they did such a great job with him that like even before the season premiered, and there are still talks of him getting his own show, and that would be sick.
Yeah,
because he was awesome. And he was so good on the show that they reintroduced him into the comics because they canceled his run a few years ago after 12 releases.
Really?
Yeah. So it'd be sick. Once they add new shows to Netflix.
I don't know. I'm just like, again, I guess I know I didn't give Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the second chance it deserves. I know it deserves a second chance. Especially from, it's not just you that say it's not just you that says it's a really good show. It's I see
Dalia.
Dalia. I see it all over the internet. People are just like, "Oh my god!"
Trust me, it's worth you giving it another shot.
But when it comes to Ghost Rider, there's been 3 Ghost Riders in the comics, and
there's been a couple.
I'm just a Johnny Blaze fan. The first one, He's fucking awesome.
He is. He is. But have you ever read any of the Robbie Reyes stuff?
No.
I didn't either.
I didn't like the design.
Really?
I really didn't like...
See, I think his mask looks sick. On the show, though, they go with the Johnny Blaze skull, like flaming skull design.
Like I don't.
See, I like. You can't see this, but look up Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider. I think his design is pretty sick. Actually, I think that mask is awesome, and the car he uses is badass. But on the show, they went with the more traditional skull.
See, I like the motorcycle. I like the chain.
But it's a different. It's
I
a
know,
different
I know.
person.
I'm
But
not
listen,
saying it's bad. It's probably
right.
really freaking good.
Yeah, just trust me. Watch it. It'll change your mind. You'll be like, all right, this guy's fucking sick. Yeah. So. Yeah, guys. So what do you think about any of the stuff we just rambled on about? Did you hate Connor freshman year, and would you have kicked him out of your lunch table? Would you kick him out now?
Yeah.
I'd make you sit by yourself, but I wouldn't even let you sit down at the lunch table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably wouldn't even let me eat my lunch.
Probably not. Just slap it on the floor. Okay. Yeah,
I think this is time to end.
Yeah, I think it's time to end because now we're just running out
I
of stuff to
just
ramble about.
opened up Facebook.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Take it easy. Let us know all that stuff. And remember, try Loot Crate. Go to trylootcrate.com/awesome and enter the code BRIDGE10 for 10% savings on your new membership to get a whole bunch of exclusive, new, cool, geeky, nerd, gamer, pop culture stuff.
And folks, if you like video games, or if you love video games, like Pat and I, remember, you get a 30-day trial if you sign up for GameFly. Remember, go to gamefly.com. I'm sorry, excuse me. It's gameflyoffer.com/awesome for your free 30-day trial. That's gameflyoffer.com/awesome.
Yeah. All right, guys. Take it easy.
Peace.